Hi, everyone. I see that there are a lot of you still joining. We're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Kelly. I am the Vice President of Communications and Community here at Etsy, and I'm so excited to welcome you to today's event. I'm joined by two of my wonderful colleagues on the community team, Saba Kadir, who manages our forums, and Abby Lambden, who works directly with many of our team captains and other community leaders. Abby and Saba, go ahead and give a little wave. But for many of you, they may already be familiar faces and names. But again, we're thrilled to have you here. I see many of you still popping into the chat. And if you are here, it's because you probably already know that last week we launched our new community hub, which gives you new ways to stay up to date with the latest and greatest at Etsy, connect with us, the Etsy team, and most importantly, connect with each other, your fellow sellers. We know that most of you are businesses of one, which is amazing. It's such an incredible accomplishment, but we also know that it comes with its own unique set of challenges and sometimes can even be a little bit lonely. So it's why being able to have this amazing community to lean on is so important. And we really just want to help you forge those new connections so that you can chat with and get advice and support each other along the way. So our new hub that we're going to walk you through today has so much more functionality and resources and ways to connect. You can, of course, still join a conversation in the forums, and there's new options like reacting with emojis, uploading images. You can attend events. If you haven't noticed, throughout the course of this year, we've been doing a lot more, and we want to continue that. We also want to share the latest updates in our community newsletter, as well as our social content and videos that have so many tips and tricks for how you can improve your shop. And you can also join an Etsy team, which there's so many fantastic ones that you can join. So Saba and Abby are going to walk you through the navigation and some of the key features in just a minute. And if there's something that they don't cover, please feel free to add your question into the chat, or we also have a dedicated Q&A thread in our forums. So we'll drop the link to that thread in the chat in just a minute. But we're so excited about what this new hub will unlock and enable us to do together. But I also know that any change is an adjustment. And so new platforms like this do take a little bit of time to get used to and also get right. That's why we wanted to have this event today, just so we can walk you through everything and make sure that it's easy for you to use, you understand where everything is. And also feedback is really important here. Even since we launched the hub last week, we've already made some updates based on your feedback, and we've fixed some technical issues that you flagged to us. So thank you for the feedback as well as your patience as we go through this process. We really view this as something we're building together, and the launch last week was really the starting point, not the finish line here. So really appreciate all of your continued support. And this is going to continue to evolve over time. We want to learn from each other so we can continue to improve. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Saba and Abby to get into it and walk you through everything.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm very excited to be your guide. I feel like I'm a tour guide right now. So let's start the tour. I'm Saba, to give you a quick tour of the new space and address some of the common functionality questions that we've been seeing from you all across our forums. So let's start with the homepage. That's what we're looking at together right now. The homepage is your landing page and portal to the new hub. Here, you can find quick links to key areas of the site. You can find AI-powered search that scrapes our seller handbook and help center articles to help you get the most recent and relevant information. Featured content from our Etsy community team, as well as a feed of trending discussions that are happening within forums right now. Now, let's take a journey back to the top of the page. At the top of each page in our hub, you will find the top navigation. Let me walk you through what each of these takes you to. Starting with home, you'll end up right here where we are right now on the home page. And next is announcements. This is our key Etsy authored content and links to most recent editions of the community newsletter. Next at the top here is forums, and I recognize a few of you from our forums, so I know that y'all are in there and engaging. I'm actually going to do a bit of a deep dive in forums, so we won't spend too much time here for a moment. Next is Education and Insights. This is a new centralized space for the latest seller education content from the Etsy Success Forum, as well as other resources like our upcoming seller events. These are Etsy-led sessions and workshops on a variety of small business topics that may be of interest to you. You can also browse featured articles from the Seller Handbook. Take a look at the Etsy Success Instagram feed and YouTube, both of which have awesome resources, and the team is updating very, very frequently. So I encourage you to take a look here. Next on the nav is Teams. Now, Etsy Teams, as Kelly just alluded to, is a really powerful place to connect and get to know other sellers. However, this is something that Abby is actually going to walk us through after my section is complete, so I won't spend too much time here. When you are done browsing the hub and you're ready to get back into managing your shop, there's a link to Shop Manager here, and this will take you to the Shop Manager so you can just hop right back into optimizing and managing your shop. Next, you'll see Site Search. This is where you can search content across the Community Hub. Please do note that due to the volume of content that we are migrating over, some of this content is still indexing. Next on this bell icon is your in-platform notifications. I'll talk a bit more about notifications when we get to your profile, which is where we are going next. As you can see in the top right, this is where you have your profile photo, your icon that you upload. When you click on that, you can navigate to your profile by clicking Profile. Within this feed, you can see a number of things that have to do with how you show up within the forums, and you can optimize your experience and change your settings. So let's start with your bio. You can add a bio if you would like. Next are badges. There are a number of badges that you can earn on this community experience. You'll notice in this account, we haven't earned any badges yet, so they're listed under all rewards. You'll see that on your profile as well for badges you're not earning towards yet. However, once you earn a badge, it will be colored in and it'll show up publicly on your profile. Some of you may see in progress badges, they have a little progress bar because you've started taking actions that get you towards earning a badge. That is something that only displays for you, so you can see how you are progressing towards earning those badges. Next is the Discussions tab. This is where you can see posts and comments that you have made across the hub. And you can also see events that you have RSVP'd to. These include our Etsy-led seller events, as well as Teams events as well. Now, we talked a bit about this bell notification button up here. I mentioned notifications. Within your profile is where you can edit your notification settings. I encourage you all to scroll down to your Community Hub notification settings and make sure you toggle your on-site and email notifications to be set as you would like them to be. Please note that if you do turn on post notifications for a post within the forums that you'd like to keep track of, you do need to have those reply and post related notification settings toggled on. And that'll make sense a bit more in a moment when I walk you through the forums. So to get to forums, and as I mentioned, I saw a few familiar faces here who I know are in our forums, there are a couple ways. So from the homepage, there is this button here, Join a Discussion. This is a quick link that takes you to the forums experience. Let's say you've scrolled down, you're actually browsing our trending discussions and just taking a look at what's happening here on the homepage. You can click See More, and that will also take you to the forums experience. But my favorite way, and what I think is easiest to get to the forums, is clicking Forums right here from the top nav. When you click on Forums, it opens up that experience that we had taken a look at earlier, which is the Forums landing page. When you're in here, you'll see that all discussion boards across our forums are listed on the left-hand side. You can either browse the feed of all posts, or you can click into a topic that you're interested in. So for today's example, I'll click into shop management. Perhaps that's a topic that I am very interested in. Let's say I take a look at this and I say, I actually want to browse shop management super easily. That's one that I see myself checking very, very frequently. You can actually click subscribe, And when you click subscribe, you'll see that this board populates under your subscriptions. So you won't even have to look in this full list of boards. You can come down to your subscriptions and easily access this board. This also enables you to get notifications for new posts happening within that board. Now, let's say that I'd like to make a new post. I'll click on the New Post button. You'll notice that because I click New Post within a specific board, so in this case, within Shop Management, this post is actually being written within the Shop Management board. So I encourage you to navigate to the board that you are interested in and then draft the post within there. You'll also notice there are two types of content: discussions and questions. Let me talk you through the difference between these two. Discussions are for when you're not looking for any particular solution. You just want to talk to your other fellow sellers, share experiences, and exchange insights. Questions, on the other hand, are for when you really are looking for specific assistance. You want the answer to a specific question. You'd like there to be really one best answer that gets to what you're trying to solve. Question is the content type for that. And you'll notice within questions that users can up and down vote the answers so that the ones that get the most upvotes move towards the top and help you understand what may be the most helpful for you. So for example's sake today, I'll be creating a discussion post. So first, I will write the title. And I know that this is in Shop Management, so my question is about Shop Management. What's one small change that's made your shop easier to manage? And then I will draft up the post body. I ask my fellow sellers if they've made any tweaks lately that have made running their shops more smooth and efficient. However, of course, I do know that in practicality, as you all are asking your questions, they're usually way more specific and not so general as what I've put here. But this is an example for today's demonstration. So I put in the post copy, but it doesn't look exactly how I want it to look. So I can format this copy to look as I would desire. For example, I'm adding a disclaimer since this is a temporary post for example purposes. I want to make this italic. I can do so right here within the post editor. You'll also see a host of other formatting options, including headings, here in the post editor. A new feature that we have within this version of our forums is the ability to add an image. So that's very exciting. For this example, I won't be adding one, but you do have that capability. So I reviewed my post. I feel like it's in a good place. I'm ready to post it. So I will click the post button. Now you'll see that my post is posted within the forums. Please note that a minority of content may be held for moderator approval, especially if it contains a link or an image within the body. As long as the post ultimately complies with our community policies, moderators will approve your post within 24 hours. Now, after your post is live, you can click the More button, and you can either edit your post if you'd like, or you can request our moderators to delete it. Now, since this is an example post, I will actually go ahead through this request deletion workflow, and I'll say, this is an example post, should be deleted, and I've requested deletion. This will then allow my moderators to go in and remove these posts. Now, let's say that you want to connect and engage with other sellers. You're ready to interact. Let's open up a post that I may want to engage with. So I'm very excited about new seller roll call, and I'd love to engage with this post. There are a few ways you can do that. You'll see this smiley face plus button here. When you click that, it opens up a suite of 8 emojis that you can use to interact. You can do this within the original post thread body, as well as down in the replies. Now, I will give this a excited confetti horn because I'm very happy about our new sellers. You can use multiple reactions if you'd like as well. You can see I just added 3 here. As you scroll down, you can leave a comment if you'd like to continue the conversation. You'll notice that as you scroll, this comment box actually moves with you. So if you get to the bottom of the conversation and you think, yeah, I actually do want to go ahead and add to this conversation, you can click in the post editor box that has followed you here, and you can write your comment and it'll show up at the bottom. Let's say as you're scrolling that you actually see an existing comment that you'd love to reply to and continue the conversation and reply to that seller. Click on the reply button. When you click on the reply button, you are able to write a nested response, meaning your reply will fold underneath the existing comment that you are replying to. This keeps the conversations very organized, and nesting is super, super strong in this new forums experience. Another thing that I encourage you to do if there's a post that you are very keenly interested in is to click on more and turn on notifications. Back to your profile, when you toggled on your notifications, depending on if you have in-app notifications or email notifications toggled on, you will receive these notifications for new engagement on the post accordingly, meaning new replies and comments to the post. In the event that you see a post up in our forums that should not be there and you would like to report it to moderators, click on the report button. In that case, you can give a reason and submit this to the moderators, and moderators will then take a look and decide what action should be taken on that post. So I know there is a lot to explore and get used to within our new hub experience, and I've taken you through just a few basic functionality pieces. In fact, I remembered one that I actually have seen a lot that I want to mention to you all, and that is that within our boards, the posts are automatically sorted by those that are either most recently originally posted or that have garnered the most recent response. So as you are looking in boards, please note that that's how the content is organized. So now I think I've addressed all of the most common functionality questions that we have seen from you all. But of course, a new space does take getting used to, and we understand there may be more questions. So we have an ongoing question and answer thread within the forums that the community team is working to update on a rolling basis. You'll see the new updated answers to your questions within the original thread post body that I believe our team will be dropping the link to either right now as I'm speaking or very shortly. And please do make sure you take a look at the original post body from our friend Fido's Flowers. That's where you'll find the most recent updates. And with that, that's everything I had to share. And I'll pass it over to the wonderful Abby to talk to us about Etsy Teams.
Thank you, Saba. I'm so excited to walk through our new Teams page and tell you a little bit more about this next chapter for the program that we are so excited about. So let's start with that refresher on navigation. I'm here on the Etsy home team page, on the home page, and I'm navigating over to the Teams tab right at the top. From here, we see a quick little summary of Teams. Isabella and I walk you through some of the features, a little bit about the background of what are Teams if you're unfamiliar. And then over here, we have a news and update section. This is direct from Etsy, tells you all the latest need to knows about the team programs, as well as any recent updates. From here, when I scroll down, I see Find an Etsy Team, and we have a few featured teams that you can click into from different places around the world, different topics. And just below that, I can see a list of all teams that are public. As a part of the new Community Hub, we've refreshed the guidelines for team names, and we're really excited about this because all teams should now be really easily identifiable, and they'll give you an initial sense of their intended purpose just from the name. So teams are organized by location, by shop category for sellers listing similar items, or by topics for shared interests. And from this list, you'll find teams that are definitely engaging recently. These are all active. So you know that when you click in, you're seeing a community of people that are engaging with each other on a regular basis. Some teams might host virtual events right in the Community Hub, just like the event that we're in right now. Or some location-based teams might host IRL events so you can connect in person. You can click into each team to learn a little bit more about their individual membership, their guidelines, and their focus. If you don't see a team that you'd like to join on this list, but you have an idea for a team that you'd like to lead yourself, you can click Start a Team, and that will prompt you to complete a quick application that tells you a little bit about your intended focus and why you'd like to lead a community. These applications are reviewed by Etsy staff on a regular basis, and if your team is accepted, we will be in touch with you directly to onboard you as a captain. If you're a team captain for a team that wasn't migrated from the old Community Hub experience, but you'd like to bring your team back, don't worry, you can also complete the same process by starting a team and completing the team application, and we'll be in touch with you. Now, if you're navigating to a team that you're a member of, Just from the same homepage, you can click directly into any of these teams from the All Teams list, and that'll take you right into the team's homepage. Now, I want to talk a little bit about our captain's experience. Speaking of folks who are leading these communities, the captains have access to an exclusive team, namely the captain's team. And this is just for captains to ask questions about team management, connect with other community leaders from all over the world, and learn from us and each other. We're really excited about the captain's team as a new resource and experience in the Community Hub. And if you're a captain tuning in, this is your reminder that if you ever have any questions about team management, you can always post it over there in the captain's team, either for your peers to engage or for the Etsy team to jump in and support you. I also want to give a quick shout out to all of the team captains for their ongoing feedback and insights about the team's experience. It has been so instrumental in shaping this program and ushering it into this next chapter. So a huge thank you from the whole community team for all of your contributions, time, and effort. It's not unnoticed. That's a quick intro to teams. We have been seeing some frequently asked questions about teams from across the Community Hub, so I'll just address a few of those very quickly. First up is, did all teams migrate over into the new hub? The answer to that is no. Many of the teams from the old hub were inactive, or they didn't have an active captain. So for a team to be moved over into this new space and the teams that you'll find on that list, the captain would have needed to complete that team application, which was shared in the forums in our announcements and on the former team homepage. But like I said, if you're a captain of a team that wasn't moved over to the new hub and you're interested in bringing it over, you can reactivate your team just by filling out that application, and we'll be in touch with you very soon. Another question that we've seen is, can anyone be a team captain? Anyone is welcome to apply. We'd love to learn a little bit more about your focus in your prospective team, maybe a little bit more about how you've engaged with communities in the past, what your old team was like if you're trying to bring it back. But we're happy to chat with you and figure out how we can best support you to make sure that your team is easily searchable and fall under one of those categories of location, category, or topic. We are so excited about all of the connections that teams will enable virtually in real life, and we can't wait to usher into this new chapter. That's it for me. I'm going to kick it back to Kelly now to take us home.
Awesome. Thank you to you both, Saba and Abby. This was so helpful to see, just so everyone knows how to use this and get the most out of the new space. And thank you to all of you who joined today. There's been some really great suggestions, questions, feedback in the chat. We've been taking note of all of that. So please continue to share your feedback, and also keep an eye on the Q&A thread in the Etsy Success forums, so that if you do have questions, we're able to answer them there. Also, don't miss out on our upcoming seller events. You can find a list of these in the Education and Insights section of the Hub. We have some great content coming out so that you can get all the tips and tricks for getting your shop ready for holiday and more. I also want to give a plug for a very special event that is happening next Tuesday. I'll be hosting a live Ask Me Anything, or AMA, with Kruti Patel Goyal. She is Etsy's Chief Growth Officer, and just yesterday we announced that she will soon become our next CEO. I'm so excited for you to hear from her. There is no one with more heart for Etsy and our community and our sellers than Kruti. She's been at Etsy for nearly 15 years. She knows the space inside and out. So she's really excited to hear from you and take all your questions. That event will be next Tuesday, November 4th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. You can find an RSVP to the AMA in the Seller Events section of the Community Hub. There's also a Google form, so if you have questions that you would like to submit, please go ahead and do so. So I do hope to see you next week at that event. And in the meantime, thank you for attending today. Please continue to share all of your feedback. Take time to engage with your fellow sellers in the Hub. And of course, thank you so much for all you do for making the Etsy marketplace so amazing. We will talk to you all later. Goodbye.